Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to inspire a world where food makes us better. Guys, let's chat about breakfast today. Yesterday we talked, and the day before we talked about intermittent fasting a lot. And when you talk about intermittent fasting, there are many questions that people usually start having about breakfast. Because now it's the question, should I have breakfast or I shouldn't have breakfast? Well, first of all, guys, intermittent fasting is fasting for a prolonged period of time. So you don't have to skip breakfast if you are an early bird kind of person and you'd like to have breakfast to really ace your mornings and to feel and perform your best mentally and physically during the most productive, the most active part of your day. You can just have an early dinner, and that would probably be much better for your metabolism, especially if you are interested in weight loss. That also might be amazing for your sleep quality. That's what some studies and people report when they start eating early dinner instead of late dinner and skipping breakfast. So breakfast. Should you have breakfast, or it's best not to have breakfast? What is healthier? What is better for weight loss? I'm probably not going to answer all of the questions with all of the details that are there, but I'll try to give you a better idea, better understanding what breakfast is and why you might consider having it or not having it. So what is breakfast? Guys, everyone has breakfast. Breakfast is break the fast meal. So it's your first meal of the day is breakfast, no matter when it happens, whether that happens at noon or it happens at 9 a.m. or even earlier. You still have breakfast, and breakfast is anything that is food. Unless you just have water, maybe unsweetened tea, maybe black coffee without any sugar, any milk in it. Unless that, you are having breakfast. Even if it's a croissant or a piece of candy, it's still considered to be breakfast, even though not a good one for sure. But whatever has calories, whatever needs to be digested, that is breakfast. And again, it doesn't matter when you have it, you still are having breakfast on a regular basis because that's your first meal of the day. Break the fast. That's your breakfast. So now the second question is, should we delay our breakfast till, let's say, afternoon, or should we have our breakfast first thing in the morning when we wake up, maybe drink some water, move a little bit, and then have our breakfast right away? A couple of things to consider here. If you are a late night person and late dinner kind of person, then most probably it's in your best interest for your gut health, your metabolic health, and your overall health to delay your breakfast. So you have about 14 hours between your dinner and between your breakfast. So for example, if you finish your dinner at 9 or 10 p.m., then probably your breakfast should be around noon, 1 p.m. So if you are a late kind of person, for sure delay your breakfast. Now, if you have your dinner at, let's say, 5 or 6 p.m., then you probably can have your breakfast at 7 or 8 a.m. That's going to be totally fine. Again, especially if you are the kind of person who likes to work out a lot in the morning and then there is a lot of work in the morning, then breakfast might be a great idea, since all these healthy proteins and fats and vitamins and minerals in good quality breakfast, they will improve your mental and physical performance. Now, fasting might be great for so many reasons, for longevity purposes, or to teach your body how to rely on your own internal resources, how to better burn fat for energy when there is no food coming, right? Fasting can be really great for all these purposes. But hands down, guys, good breakfast with the right amount of with the right mix of healthy protein, variety of fats, fiber, vitamins, and minerals, it will improve your mental and physical performance. So for example, if you have a race, a 5K race or something like that, or you just want to really ace that workout, probably having breakfast up front, depending on the breakfast, but hour before that workout or that important event, maybe you need to do this TED talk or some presentation, some really important presentation in the morning. Then probably having considerably light but still balanced and nutritious breakfast is a great idea, because all these proteins, all those fats, all those vitamins and minerals that are in well-balanced breakfast, they will contribute to how your brain works, how your body works, how your gut works, so how they work together. Our brain, our body, your brain will use those nutrients to perform better, and your body if it's something physical. So don't underestimate the effect of a nutritious, well-balanced breakfast when you need to perform your best. That being said, if you had a really late dinner, then a lot of that, and then went right to bed, a lot of that food might still be digesting, so you might be getting a lot of nutrients still from that dinner. So that's why I'm saying if you are a late night person, then probably delaying your breakfast is the best thing you can do. But yeah, good, well-balanced breakfast that also improves our mental and physical performance. Then you heard me many times saying a well-balanced, good breakfast, healthy breakfast, nutritious breakfast. So what is a good breakfast? Like, what's good breakfast? What's healthy breakfast? What we should all try to have for breakfast? Now, breakfast itself, it can be flexible. It can include many things. But for sure, what I do not recommend and do not even consider breakfast more like dessert or in some sort of indulgence or snack. It's not breakfast. It's not a nutritious meal that you should consider part of your daily meal plan of food. Coffee and croissant, that's not breakfast. It's a snack, it's a dessert, it's a lot of sugar in the form of white processed flour and added sugars, but it's not breakfast. So if I were to choose between having no breakfast and having coffee with croissant, I would choose no breakfast all the time, every single time. And that's what I recommend to you. So if there is a choice between no breakfast and breakfast with ton of processed flour and sugar in it, then always choose no breakfast. If you decide to have a well-balanced, nutritious breakfast, then you can go about it in many different ways. But every breakfast, ideal, well-balanced, nourishing, improving your performance breakfast should have those three things. It should have protein. I recommend to go for 30 grams of protein, depending on your size, on your overall diet, on like when you're gonna have your lunch, depending on many factors, but at least 15 grams of protein, more on the side of 20 to 30, I recommend to most people. And to give you an idea, one egg has about 6 grams of protein. So if you have 3 eggs, that's gonna give you about 18 grams of protein. What else? 150 grams of fish. If you decide to eat fish for breakfast, will have about 35 grams of protein, depending on fish. Kefir or yogurt, depends. Each brand is different, but you need to eat about 350 grams of yogurt or kefir. I'm talking about plain varieties without added sugars, to get about 22 grams of protein. Again, it depends on the variety. The yogurts, kefirs, they are widely different. So, but you need to get about 350 grams of it to get decent amount of protein. Now, that's for protein. You know, there are different versions. If you're a vegan, then I probably recommend you to add a scoop of vegan protein powder into whatever you're having for breakfast. Because when it comes to breakfast foods, unless you want to have lentils, a lot of nuts, for me, they always cause some digestive discomfort when eaten first thing in my day. So I never eat them for breakfast. I delay them. But yeah, for vegans, I do recommend to have a scoop of vegan powder. Just make sure it doesn't have any added sugars, etc. Oatmeal, some people ask me, is oatmeal good breakfast? Well, if you add a scoop of protein powder, might be a good idea. And if you don't add added sugars, but instead add fresh fruit to sweeten it up, or eat your fruit with your oats, maybe soaked in kefir or yogurt or unsweetened milk, like almond milk or coconut milk. So if you put a scoop of protein powder in that might be a great breakfast. And oats will provide the fiber, but I do recommend to eat some berries for antioxidants and additional fiber and boost of vitamins and minerals, or at least a banana. So you have some non-oats fiber and some vitamins and minerals in it. But yeah, oats with maybe, or granola, no sugar granola with added scoop of protein powder might be a great idea. Green smoothie might be a great idea. You put a bunch of veggies or greens in your blender. You add a scoop of protein, vegan or non-vegan without any sugars. You put some fruit. For healthy fats, you put some avocado or avocados or avocado oil or coconut oil. Although whole foods are always better, but you can do that too if it works for you, and if that's the only thing that you see yourself doing, well-balanced, nutritious breakfast. If you only have yogurt with some fruit, some fresh fruit, for example, right? Then I would for sure recommend to go for no less than 350 grams of yogurt that will deliver the needed amount of protein. Hopefully it's whole milk yogurt, because that one will have the essential fats. Fats are also essential, not essential necessarily, like omega-3s and omega-6s, but fats that will provide more satiety, and your body and brain can use for different functions. So protein, fat, there are some vitamins and fiber in fruit, but for those of you who are having just yogurt, like no oatmeal or nothing like that with additional fiber, I highly recommend you guys to add a couple of tablespoons, 2-3 tablespoons of flax seeds meal that contains 2-3 tablespoons will deliver about 10 grams of fiber. That's going to feed your gut. And when your gut is fat, you're not going to have energy crashes. You're not going to get hungry soon. You're not going to have mid-afternoon cravings for snacks. So feed your gut. Just don't forget to feed your gut, just as well as you not forgetting to feed yourself. So flax seeds, 2-3 tablespoons, and that will also give you really amazing fats, some omega-3s and some omega-6s. So I love flax seeds. It's like superfood. It feeds your gut. It gives you essential fatty acids. It's also quite high in minerals and protein. So flax seeds meal. A lot of times these days you might even find it enriched with probiotics or vitamin D, like I found, one of my favorite things these days. So yogurt, flax seeds, 2-3 tablespoons, some berries, fresh berries, fresh fruit. That's also a great breakfast that will have, again, let's repeat, fiber, that will have fats, that will have protein. So those 3 things, plus hopefully additional vitamins and minerals that come with whole foods, those 3 things, fats, protein, and fiber, what makes any breakfast a nutritionally balanced, nutritious breakfast that will keep you full till your lunch without having to snack, without having cravings for snacks, without having mid-morning crash of energy that usually would happen to you, to other people who eat something like coffee and croissant that basically doesn't have that much fiber at all, or doesn't have any vitamins and minerals, doesn't have essential fats, doesn't have proteins that are important for everything we do. So some people say like, I eat in the morning and then I'm hungry at like 11 a.m. again. And then you ask people, what do you eat for your morning breakfast, your morning, whatever. And they say something like coffee and cookies or granola bar that has very tiny amount of protein and very often very tiny amount of essential fats, but has tons of sugar in a form of whole foods and also added to it. So that might be the reason why you might be experiencing that mid-morning crash and need to either drink more coffee or snack or something. So that's a nutritionally balanced breakfast. Fats, especially essential fats that come in the form of flax seeds meal, for example, protein, 15 to 30 grams of that, either in the form of powder or a good amount of yogurt or kefir, or maybe you make an omelette. A lot of people like to make veggie omelets for breakfast, and that's really amazing. So I recommend to go for no less than 3 whole eggs, and then you can add veggies to that. And I also recommend to add additional fiber like flax seeds again, because for example, if you make omelette with spinach and a lot of other vegetables, it wouldn't have that much fiber at all. And also to boost your breakfast with essential fats and more vitamins and minerals. So I always recommend to add to your breakfast, no matter what you're having, some flax seeds meal. So basically flax seeds made into some sort of fiber powder, but it's not so much powder because it has more texture. You'll understand what I mean when you get it if you never tried it before. So flax seeds. But anyhow, nutritionally well-balanced breakfast has fat, protein, and fiber. And hopefully all of that is coming from whole foods, not from some supplements with fiber, some, supplement of multivitamin and some things like that, of that nature. And then you have coffee and croissant. That doesn't work, guys. So fat, especially essential fatty acids that you can find in flax seeds, proteins, 15 to 30 grams, and fiber. Did I say fiber? Fiber, fats, and protein. So those 3 things, just like in any other meal, actually, you would want to have those things for a meal to be satisfying, to be nutritionally balanced, to keep you full and energized and performing your best mentally and physically for a long time. Those 3 things, fats, proteins, and fiber, and hopefully again with a lot of vitamins and minerals in that. Also, that is the perfect formula for any human meal, it seems. A human who has gut bacteria and this whole body and brain to support. Hopefully now, guys, you understand a little bit better what's breakfast for. Breakfast can enhance your mental and physical performance. Hopefully you understand that the timing of your breakfast can be really flexible and depends when you had your dinner, what kind of person you are. Are you a late night person or early morning person? Do you have a lot to do in the morning, or you have more active afternoons and evening, and that's where you'll need most of your nutrition. So it depends on many factors, but for sure, any breakfast you want to make it, if not the most nutritious meals of the day, then for sure nutritious and balanced, because you need it to perform, to do something amazing and awesome, to be your best self in your day. And also, guys, we all have breakfast, because breakfast is the first meal of the day, and it doesn't matter when you have it, whether it's early morning or that is afternoon. And the timing, again, can be flexible. There is no 100% wrong or right time to have your breakfast. It depends on your whole life situation and lifestyle. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing this podcast. Yeah, guys, don't forget to share this podcast episode with anyone who is not sure about their breakfast. Maybe re-listen to this episode together with someone in your household and chat about it, and then figure out what might be a better version of your breakfast that you usually have right now. And then figure out a convenient, simple way to make it happen. And that's it for today, guys, for this week. Next week, I'm going to be bringing more guests, more people like you with a lot of questions, and we're going to be chatting about all the possible answers. Also, we're going to have some entrepreneurs who create amazing products that support our health on so many levels. We're also going to talk to some gut experts. So that's all coming next week, guys. So stay tuned for that. You for sure are going to get more tips to get smarter, stronger, and leaner through food. So stay tuned for that. Have an awesome weekend. And of course, till next time, as usual, eat better daily.